How to build muscle and lose body fat at the same time. For those of you that are return viewers of the channel will know I like to speak about principles and mindset because that is what will truly get you the goal and not so much about hacks and tactics. However, I'm going to flip the script. I am actually going to give you the simple framework in the most concise steps that you can then take away and follow, because I think that will add still a lot of value because you've got the principles, then you stack the tactics on top, and then you will hopefully get a result just like this one, where this guy within 16 weeks, he dropped body fat, as we can see, and I think it's fair. It's a fair assumption, or not even assumption, it's a fair analysis that he built some muscle. I think that's a very fair reflection upon this photo. Now, if you don't know who I am, welcome. My name is Tom Sergey. I run the Gorilla Pursuit, which is an online physique transformation program where we get results like this each and every week, which is kind of nice. So, this is why I get to speak about this topic online. Main topic for today is, as mentioned, how to build muscle and lose fat at the same time. So let's waste no time and get straight into it. So we are going to break this down into 8 points of 2 phases. Now, when you start off, you obviously are in a position where you need to drop body fat, as shown in the original photo. Not me, this guy here. But you also need to build some muscle. So this begs the question, do you enter a gaining phase or do you enter a calorie surplus? A calorie surplus or a deficit. Now, the answer is kind of neither. You are going to actually find out your maintenance and you're going to sit just below it. Just below it. You won't really even notice you're in a deficit. As a rule of thumb, it depends on obviously how big you are and your size, but 200 calories is the deficit you're going to sit at. Now, if you've not been eating a good diet for a while, this will be plenty of food. You will actually feel like you're eating more food than you will before. Why do we keep food high? Well, food will drive performance in the gym. But eating a good amount of food will keep your metabolism in a healthy space. If you take your calories too low too soon and you've not been eating good dietary foods before in the past anyway, you're going to end up in a fucking bad space. Your metabolism it's going to be fucked because most people just fuck the metabolism anyway because they'll eat random shit food, delivery, a lot of it, and it's just full of seed oils and garbage and it's none of its nutrients. Or they'll like barely eat and then try and train and try and burn it away and they're still just fat and their metabolism is just fat. It's just not responsive to what you're doing to it. Whereas you take a guy he was always in shape, was kind of lean, went for a gaining phase, put on a bit of body fat. You go into a cut with him, he's dropping kilo after kilo every week and he's lean within 6 weeks. So that's really the reason why. So you're going to sit just below maintenance. You're going to resistance train anywhere from 3 to 5 days per week. That will be determined by your own schedule. Ideally, you'll train 5 days. Again, if you've not been training for any longer than a year, you can get away with 4 days. Or even if you are new to this, you can train for 3 days, and that's absolutely fine. What is important, though, is your frequency. You train each main muscle twice per week. So that can be done on a 3-day split, it can be done on a 5-day split. You just need to break it up. You want to lift all lifts with slow tempo. That's basically slow, time and attention. So you're going to come down 3, 2, 1, hold, stop still for 1, drive back up, repeat. You're going to do that across every exercise you do. If you never train like that with good tempo, your physique will blow up, to tell you the truth. That is a little secret weapon straight away. Just do it. If you did only that, your physique would change significantly. And then you're going to beat whatever you did last time. As a non-negotiable, you will either get an extra rep, you'll get an extra load. If you are on a big exercise and to do an extra rep would be, let's say you're working in pounds and you're on a plate loaded machine, you've got 2 plates on there. To do another rep would be 180 pounds moved a distance. You don't have the strength to get that, but what you would have the strength to do is stick some 10 pounds on either side. Now you're at 200. Or even just 5 pounds on either side, now you're at 190. To move 190 for the same amount of reps, you could do, and you've got that bit of extra tangible gain. The flip side goes for isolation. You're not going to be able to jump up the next increment in load, but you are going to be able to get that extra rep. So however you means to do it, you get the progression. Or if both of those are maxed, you're doing an extra second of time and attention. That way you progress. You're going to walk 10k steps daily, and one big thing I actually missed off here, you're going to sleep 8 to 9 hours a night as a non-negotiable. Sleeping is one of your biggest weapons in order to drop in body fat and building muscle tissue. You will swim downstream to this goal if you can sleep that much. So I missed it off. I shouldn't have done. It's a fucking non-negotiable. I should put it back on there in red. Do not miss on sleep. Make it your mission, make it your obligation to sleep for 8 or 9 hours. Now, you're going to do this for 6 to 8 weeks. This will give you enough time to have grown a little bit of muscle, and you should be a little bit lighter at the end of this process because you're in a very slight deficit and you're training and you're walking. So you will have found a couple of kilos may have come off, but nothing too significant. You wouldn't be fit, the job wouldn't be finished at that point. But what you've done is you've trained hard for 6 weeks, you've got your metabolism in a good space, you've progressed in your numbers in the gym, and you've built some muscle. Now at this point, you're in a bit more of a prime position. We know we needed to get that body fat off you from the start, but we couldn't attack it straight away because we wouldn't have got the result we wanted to in the most efficient way. We would have left gains of muscle on the table. Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn some dials up. To start with, I want you to add in 20 minutes of cardio daily. Heart rate 120 to 130 on something that's non-impact, that doesn't accumulate fatigue. So you can do it daily and you can progress this. It's progressible and it's something that's not going to burn you out. Doesn't accumulate too much fatigue. Running outside accumulates fatigue, accumulates joint stress. Doing walking on an incline treadmill, not so much. The heel strike is significantly lower. A bike would be even better, and a cross trainer is also a win as well. Now, what you're looking for each and every week is that you drop 1 kilo or at least 1% of your scale weight. If you're a 60 kilo guy, it's more going to be hard towards half a kilo, isn't it? But for most of you, it's going to be 1 kilo per week. If you're not achieving that, you've got options now. Either turn the dial of cardio to 30 minutes daily, or you can pull from food. But I would honestly say, try not to pull from food until the last safe moment. Food will drive performance in the gym. And if you pull from food at this point, you're 10 weeks or you're 9 weeks in, you need to make a change. You pull from food, you'll see a response. Of course you will. But I would rather you increase through output so that food can drive performance in the gym and you can obtain and uphold your gym floor numbers for as long as possible. Now, you're going to rinse that out each and every week. If you made the change, saw progress, don't touch anything. If you made the change, didn't see progress, you're going to need to increase the deficit, providing, and I'm assuming with good adherence, you didn't go drinking on the weekend, you didn't have an off-plan meal, you didn't have like really shit sleep. So providing with good adherence, you still hit the goal. Then make a change. Decrease 200 calories, but I would say increase through cardio first. But ultimately, that's going to determine your time that you can get in the gym and do the cardio. I do appreciate not everyone has the time to do 60 minutes daily. Fucking make time, but I do appreciate not everyone has time. And then from there, you're going to rinse this out up until you hit 10% body fat. How do you know you're 10% body fat? You'll have visible, clean-cut abs. To be honest, you'll be in the best fucking condition of your life, and you'll look something like the guys on here. Visible abs, visible abs, visible abs, visible abs. Like this. This is what you're looking for anywhere from 8 to 10% body fat. Some of these may be a little leaner than 10. But they're all pretty much in and around the 10% body fat mark. You can see the visible abs, and that's how you know when you hit the goal. And that's my simpler formula for getting the results in the way I do, in the most concise way I could deliver it. So if you want to work with me, there'll be a link in the description. Just book a call. And otherwise, if you found value in this video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tomorrow.